Hi, my name is Marty Stockdale. I am the president of the Stockdale Foundation. The Stockdale Foundation is an IRS certified 501c3 not-for-profit organization that was started in 2009. The reason the Stockdale Foundation exists is because in April of 2008, I unfortunately lost my daughter in a motorcycle accident. My daughter Nicole in Stockdale. Nicole was a wonderful young lady who had a passion for helping the kids at her own age. She always was upset when she saw kids her own age that were struggling, who needed help. So when we decided to do something in her memory, we decided to start a not-for-profit that helped kids to further their education after high school that weren't going on to get their four-year college degree, but instead we're going to go on and get their vocational, technical, or service-oriented degree. I gotta admit, I was stunned when I learned that in order to become a police officer or a firefighter paramedic, you might have had to actually pay to go to that school. We need plumbers, we need electricians, we need a number of students to go on to careers in jobs that quite simply can't be outsourced. So that is why the Stockdale Foundation exists. Sitting with me today is Barbara Capoletti. She is the co-chair for each one of my events, and she's also on our board of directors as vice president of fundraising. So, Barbara?
Well, thank you. I'm really honored that I get to participate in this event. This is just such an important cause because there's very little funding for this type of education. You know, there's a lot of funding to go to college, but really if you want to pursue a dream, you're good with your hands, you're artistic, you want to go to culinary school, you're really on your own. And this gives kids an opportunity to pursue their dreams, to have a much better life than they would have if all they ended up with was their college degree or their high school degree.
That's very true, and actually an interesting little comment I heard just the other day. Many plumbers, after they've been in the trade for about 7 to 10 years, are actually today earning as much money as doctors. And again, here's something key. If your plumbing breaks, it's not something you can outsource to another country.
Or call your doctor.
Or call your doctor. So these are jobs where we have career opportunities right here in our community for well-paying jobs. Well, Barbara, we pulled it off. We managed to have what I think was an absolutely fantastic first-time event for the Stockdale Foundation. Our casino night and poker tournament was fantastic.
Oh, I agree. I think everyone had a wonderful time. I was just so touched when I saw that whole crowd of people coming in the door.
Absolutely. I know that when I pulled up and saw that great line at the ballet line, I was thrilled to see all these people were coming in for our event. But let's be honest, if we didn't have the sponsors that we had, it would have been a no-go for us. So without question, we have to thank Pilgrim Studios. We have to thank Harriet Tatum Brown. We have to thank JM Lexus for allowing us to have our event at their facility. Great facility.
It really was.
Actually, I've already talked to them. I don't know if you told you this, but I've already talked to them. We're going to go back next year. So that's fantastic. Our food sponsors were fantastic. We had Mitos Greek Taverna. We had Marola's. We had
Tijuana Taxi. Deliver Lean. Melting Pot.
And we have, oh, how can we forget? Of course, we had the
Mayor's Latin Flair.
I could not spit
Best
that out.
guacamole in town.
Absolutely. Overall, we were able to raise enough money to provide scholarships to 8 children after they finish their high school to get their vocational and technical degrees. I think that's fantastic. That's $16,000.
That's just amazing. You know, 8 kids are getting to pursue their dreams now because of the generosity of the sponsors and the people who came and who supported the event.
Couldn't ask for more, and we're looking forward to next year. We're going to have a great event next year. As mentioned, we're scheduled for May 9th at JM Lexus. We'll be back there next year. I've already spoken to them. They're already on board.
Great.
It's time to get some more sponsors.
And more poker prizes. You know, this event wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had such a great team of volunteers. They're really the backbone of the whole event. You know, people came, they gave their time, people gave their money to put on this event. And we had some really great sponsors in addition to our restaurants. We had, Marty Stockdale was a sponsor. We had Barbara Capoletti, PA. We had Paul Cavanaugh, Edward Jones. We had Laura Sanders, Remax in Motion. They were all sponsors for us, as well as, our lead sponsor, Pilgrim Studios, did so much for us. And we even had someone win an opportunity to be on a reality show. We had major poker prizes, and we had players winning home theaters, large screen TVs, Bahamas vacations. So it was a really fun event. I had a great time. People had raffle tickets. There was a lot of cheering when raffles were drawn, and we had the best bar in town with high-end wine. I just have to tell you that.
Hands down. And the other thing that was so important to the success of our event, and this goes without question, is we had a number of volunteers. We had people that stepped up and gave of their own time for the sole purpose of helping to make sure that our event was successful. And quite simply, we can't thank those people enough. I especially want to make mention of a couple. One, we had a number of young ladies from the Miss Florida beauty pageant campaign that showed up. They are all working with Sheila Vidiello, who is probably the region's #1 beauty pageant consultant. And we also had the group from the
Dolphin Special Teams.
Dolphin Special Teams. And those folks were fantastic. And without them, honestly, I don't think that our event would have been successful as it is. This year, I remember distinctly, I called one of our scholarship winners, a very, very sweet young lady. And when I called her phone, her mom had been bugging her for a few days saying, "Jasmine, has he emailed you yet? Jasmine, has he emailed you yet?" Well, I called her, and when I introduced myself to let her know that she had won the award, I could hear her squeal in absolute joy and happiness, and it literally brought tears to my eyes. She was one of 3 people this year that we actually were able to award scholarships to. Well, we raised enough money to award scholarships to 8 more. Next year, our goal is we want to be able to provide scholarships to 40 students. A scholarship has a value of $2,000. We want to be able to raise enough money to provide scholarships to 40 deserving children.
And wow, what a legacy that your daughter is leaving for everybody.